Good afternoon, and I want to thank everyone for being here, especially the leaders standing with me here, united around one common purpose. As many of you know, there are widespread reports that I've received a call from the governor informing me that he intends to announce that the state will begin a 30-day financial review of our city, a process that could lead to the appointment of an emergency manager. I did receive a call and made a call to the governor on yesterday, and I will tell you that I'm here today with City Council, with labor, our faith-based community, and our businesses to say that we are opposed to the governor beginning this process. We are here as Detroit to send a clear message. We are opposed to an emergency manager, and we're making progress and moving closer than ever to addressing this fiscal crisis. I've proposed an action plan to save $102 million this fiscal year. The presence of everyone here today shows that we all agree. We have a majority of our city council. We have labor. We have business. And we have the community that understands what needs to be done to keep our city solvent. I am leaving no stone unturned, and before the state takes any action, they must commit to do the same. If Lansing believes our plan isn't strong enough, I'd like to hear their suggestions for what they can improve. I'd like to see action on some of the critical initiatives that we've proposed to the state to help Detroit become fiscally stable once again. We've asked the state to see what they can do about the $220 million owed to the city of Detroit that helped put us in this position in the first place. Also, we've requested assistance in collection of the city's income tax, a service Lansing could provide that would help us collect up to approximately $155 million in additional revenue on an annual basis. Refusal to consider those proposals while initiating this process sends a disturbing signal to our community. I have a message for all Detroiters who are troubled by this news. We need your help. We need to stand together and maintain order in our city. The best thing that we can do is work together to solve this problem. You have my commitment that we won't rest until we have a solution. This is our city.
That's right. Amen.
And we are Detroit.
That's right.
Detroit needs to be run by Detroiters.
That's right.
We know what needs to be done, and we stand ready to do it. I want to thank those who have joined me today. Those from City Council, those from the faith-based community, labor, our business community, and other concerned citizens. I want to thank you. This is our defining moment, and we're going to take it and run with it. At this point, I'd like to have some comments by a couple of people that are behind me. I would first like to bring to the podium Councilwoman Joanne Watson, followed by Al Garrett, followed by Bob King. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Dave Bing. It's wonderful on this day, December 1st, which is a very sacred anniversary for those of us who follow civil rights. Today is the day that Mother Rosa Parks kicked off the Montgomery bus boycott. Right. So how important and significant it is for us on this day to take a stand in the Irma L. Henderson auditorium of the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center, to take a stand for Detroit, remaining Detroit, with leadership selected by the citizens in charge of the city. It is outrageous that a state which has its own deficit, in a country which has its own deficit, has the nerve to be pointing fingers at a city that has the right to local self-determination, that has the constitutional protections in place to govern our own city. We do not accept it. We will not accept it. This is a city that has followed all of the rules of engagement, and we stand ready and poised to take care of the financial business of the city. Of course, it will help when the state pays its bill. Thank you very much.
Unlike Joanne, I'm not celebrating, but what I am saying, this is a hopeful moment. It says that the mayor acknowledges that the stakeholders ought to be at the table. There ought to be a free exchange of information and a true desire to work through the problems of the city of Detroit. We in ASME stand committed to that. We were committed to it in '81. We were committed to it just recently in '94. So we're going to do what we can to save our city and to provide services for the citizens of the city of Detroit. I do echo this that she said. It is ironic that a city of Detroit is being challenged for its fiscal difficulties when the state alone has done what? They raised taxes when the governor came in. They slashed and burned. They can't point a finger at this city. They haven't demonstrated to date fiscal responsibility as the state government. And finally, there are no rabbits to be pulled out the hat by any individual. It requires hard work. We're resolved to do the hard work and work out the problems in the city of Detroit. EMs are not allowed. The city's closed with regards to that. Thank you.
I'm proud to be here today on behalf of our UAW membership, on behalf of our Vice President Jimmy Settles, our regional directors Rory Gamble and Chuck Hall, who have a responsibility in the city of Detroit, to say on behalf of all of us in the UAW, we are strongly behind Mayor Bing. We're strongly behind our union brother Al Garrett. We're strongly behind the city council. We believe that the people in Detroit should determine the destiny of the people in Detroit. We know, we've been through it in the auto industry, and we know it takes business and labor and community working together. We performed a miracle in the auto industry. We're bringing jobs back into this community, into communities all over America by people working together. We're behind the mayor. We're behind President Garrett. We're behind the city council. Detroit should determine the destiny of Detroit. Thank you.
Thank you. We are also here as community servants to let everyone know that we too do not want an emergency financial manager for the city of Detroit. We would love to see the partners who are standing here do what is necessary to come to agreement and to find the common ground that is necessary to pull us out of the financial situation that we're in. We're here as observers, we're here as supporters because we love our city. And we love, and because we love our city, we want the best for our city. And so we are here adding our voices to the chorus of those who want to see our city not only survive, but ultimately thrive. Thank you.
At this point, we will take a few questions.
Mr. Mayor, the governor has said that he needs a plan, that's a unified plan from your office, from council, and from the unions that he can believe will allow the city to be able to go forward. And he gave you a week to do that. Has your plan changed at all? Are you unified on this subject?
I think we're unified.
Mayor, can you tell us, though, what about the conversation with the governor and whether he told you that, yes, in fact, they are going to do the review, even though you'd rather not have the review? Is that part of it at least a done deal? And then how much time does the city have to show that we really do not need an emergency manager?
He has said to me in our phone conversation on yesterday that he thought it was probably time to send a review team in. And that's a 30-day time frame. After the review team comes in, they make an assessment on our financial stability. Everybody knows where we are. I mean, we've got a financial crisis here, so having that team come in at this point in time will not change where we are. After that 30-day window, I think there's another 60-day window for the potential of an agreement. And after that, they make the assessment after a 90-day period whether or not there's a need for a financial manager. I'm here to say, with this group behind me, with these group of supporters, that we don't need a financial manager. We can manage the city, and we intend to do that on a collective basis.
What about a consent agreement? Could that be an interim?
I don't know what a consent decree gets us. The consent agreement doesn't deal with the thing that we've got to deal with. I've been talking to labor, and the consent agreement will not open up labor contracts.
That's right.
So I am now talking to labor on a consistent basis, and we're going to sit at the table and collectively see what we can do to improve our situation.
So Mayor, where do the concessions stand at this point with labor?
We're talking. We are talking. Now, there's work to be done, and I think there's give and take on both parts. I think what has come to the table is labor has come to the table with some recommendations that I think we need to incorporate into the plan that we put forward. I think what council did, they made a lot of recommendations. I think we need to listen to that and incorporate those into the plan. And this morning, we had citizens with council making a lot of recommendations. So nothing's off the table. I think we've got to look and receive as much input as we possibly can to get us out of this situation as soon as possible.
Are there recommendations that you like, that you support right now, that you've heard thus far?
Some of them, yes.
Can you be specific?
I won't be specific on that right now.
So standing together certainly is the way it's got to go, right?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. This is something that I've wanted since I've been in office, and thank God on today we come together as a united group to get it done.
Has the state given you any specifics? And they said they want to see a unified plan, but other than that, have they given you any specifics of what they want to see?
They've had a plan from us for some time. I've got no feedback. I would appreciate if the state would come back and say what they don't like about our plan, or what they do like, or can they enhance it. I think they've got to be a party to this. We can't let the state get off the hook. They need to come back and help also.
But even if they do this financial review, if they do the financial review and they see that you've come up with a plan, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean they're moving to an emergency manager, does it? They could go back and say, hey, they've got it together. They're going to...
We intend for that to happen.
But during those 90 days, Mayor, will you have to lay off?
Any of the tripwires, like say missing a payday or missing pension payments or health payments?
I can't say that at this point. There are problems that we have, but once again, once we agree on a plan, then we want to make sure that whatever that plan is, we have to execute the plan so that we don't trip the triggers.
The city's going to run out of money by the summer. Nobody's been disputing that. You've been saying that the union's going to make concessions, that inevitably there's going to be emergency managers. How faithful are you that unions are going to make these concessions in time so that the city doesn't run out of money by the summer?
We don't have a choice. And I think by the mere fact that they're here says that they're ready to sit down and make some concessions. And I think we'll negotiate our way through that to see what makes sense for them, because it's not that everything that we want we're going to get. It's not everything that the union wants they're going to get. But I think we're now at the table understanding the process that we have to go through, and we'll work through it.
Mr. Mayor, is the state sending people in tomorrow to begin any of these processes?
Not to my knowledge.
How much time do you need, Mr. Mayor, to be able to come up with your plan?
We have a plan.
Okay.
We're going to enhance our plan based on feedback that I've gotten from City Council and labor.
How long will that take you?
It's hard for me to say that. Hopefully it won't take a very long time. We don't have time. Is not our ally.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.